We
Together we
live and
rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all. Let's lift every voice. In a circle podcast where hearts unite, sharing our truths, bringing
please
hope to
share,
the
please
light.
share. We live. Please share on a
Community
different platform.
strong, we're never alone.
Please share it.
Together
If
as
you
one,
already
we've
got a page, if you
created
want
a
YouTube, we
home.
share.
With laughter
What's so close
and
to now?
love, we break down the walls. No topics too tough, just heed the calls. From mental health woes to justice we seek. Together we rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all, let's lift every voice. So join the conversation, let's set the tone. In a circle podcast where love is well known.
Hola. Please share, guys. Please make sure you share Facebook, YouTube.
In a circle podcast where hearts unite, sharing our truths, bringing hope to the light. Community strong, we're never alone. Together as one, we've created a home. So join the conversation, let's set the tone. In a circle podcast
Join us,
where
let's set
love
the
is
tone.
well known. So join the conversation, let's set the tone.
Okay, welcome.
We can see you.
Who? Oh, you say something? Tadas?
Adrian, I said we can see her. Very nice.
Okay, we can see you now. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our guests. Welcome to our panelists here tonight. Today we have a very, very great topic. A topic that is very juicy, as the flyer said. It's like so. We'll try to dive into that tonight. But first, we want to take this quick opportunity to make some quick intro. I'm Abe Kumara. I'm going to be your host tonight. And next, Tyler, you can go ahead, please. I just go around the room and introduce ourselves quick, please.
Hey, I'm Titus, and I'm glad to be here this evening. Thank you for joining us, and I hope we can share and learn together tonight. Let's make it an interesting discussion. I'm here for it. Thank you.
Matt?
Hey everyone, good evening. I'm Melvin Zia, and I'm one of the panelists here. I hope we can make it interactive. You guys can call here to contribute as well when that time comes. We want to hear from you. Platform audience, turning help, kind of just contribute to it so we can hear you. It would mean a lot if you can just do that. Thank you, everybody.
Chase?
Yeah, my name is Chase. Come and join us so we can dive into this topic, like Brazil said, the juicy topic. We want to know, want to discuss actually in depth what it means to be married and single. Join us, participate, comments, likes, send it our way.
Dream?
Hello, everyone. Dream, regular panelist here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Tonight's going to be very interesting. So stay tuned and do what you can.
And Sam?
My name is Sam, and we are glad to be here tonight. And we'll look forward to discussing and sharing. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, everyone. We hope you are watching us. As I said earlier, this is going to be a juicy, juicy topic. But first, just want to take a minute to kind of, wish condolences to the kids that lost their lives. In the state of Georgia, as we all know, school just started. And again, that's our reality in America. With the Second Amendment things, like it's always tough when you have gun violence. Shooting. with innocent, especially with innocent kids in school. So we want to take this time to just wish the family, our condolences, and hope we keep them in our prayers and stuff like that. So with that, the topic for tonight is married but single. And what we mean by that is like, legally married, living in the same home, but pretty much like roommates, doing everything separate, different bank accounts, and all those stuff. So we want to kind of dive into that. It's like, how is that possible, right? Is that you guys fall in love, decided to, tie the knot, but it's like, it's just life, you leading separate lives, it's like doing everything separate. The only time you guys really interact is maybe in the bedroom. Other than that, it's like, it's that you guys don't go out to parties or anything like that. So we want to dive into that tonight and just kind of explore that a little bit. So I will start with Dream as the lady on here. You up against five men here tonight. So I'll start with you. What's your take on that? What's your take on that? I mean, I think it's a phenomenon that's happening a lot. So what's your take on it?
Well, first of all, Miss B left me hanging tonight, so I, I'm gonna do more listening. But my take on being married and living single, I feel like sometimes people grew apart, and lack of communication can also cause some of those things. So tonight I'm gonna be focusing on some of the reasons why these things happen and what are ways couple can avoid, because sometimes people are, to them they're married, but because of these little things, to all outsiders it's like they're single, but and there are a lot of men out there who go out without their rings and stuff. So we're going to be discussing all of that. Some of the reason that married but going outside with your empty hands and say rings just for fashion. So yeah, tonight I'm going to be coming back to back for our brother, and I can go out without their rings.
Okay, so Sam, what do you have to say? I mean, first of all, what's your take on the whole phenomenon or the whole idea about marriage? Legally married, living in the same household, but pretty much leading separate lives. And to Dream's point, why do married men go out? I mean, without their rings?
Almost all the married men I see them with their rings. And besides that, when you're married, I mean, it's not just about the ring, but again, um, there, I think that when you're married, you should still maintain some individuality, right? I don't think you should get sucked up in marriage and lose your individuality. But I think to a certain extent, right? And when it gets to a certain extent, I think it can be bad. But it all depends. How single you're trying to live. But I think it's good you can be married and maintain your individuality, and still have a healthy marriage also.
So to
But
that
what,
point, if you say maintain your individuality, it's like having separate bank accounts. It's like,
Right.
is that because like those things happens, right? It's like the only time when it's time to pay bills, that's the when I mean that's when they, hey, okay, you know what? Maybe the mortgage is 2,000. Bring your share, I bring my share. I mean, what kind of individuality are you talking about?
maybe on a broader scale, I think that every couple should be able to sit down and decide what they want their marriage to look like, right? And I think that's something that should be discussed from the very beginning, from the very genesis. And when individuals decide on the kind of marriage they want to have, then that wouldn't be a problem. But when you don't communicate those things, so bottom line, to answer your question, yes, you can be married and have separate bank account, but those moves should be well communicated. And if it is agreed upon by the couple involved, that wouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem then.
Okay. Well, I got more on that, but I will
And
let it. I will let the, I will let the other panelists weigh in. Titus, what's your take on the whole phenomenon, on the whole idea about folks living together, legally married, but hey, It's like, I mean, leading separate lives. What's your take on it?
Well, thank you. It seems like Dream is fired up, man. She's ready to give a rebuttal
Don't come for me, I let
to
go.
Sam. But Dream, don't
Yeah, I
worry,
mean,
we got your back.
thanks for taking these positions I'm taking tonight because
Dream,
of
we got
Dream.
your back. I want to reassure you that you're not alone on this show. Some of us will play a feminist role tonight, and we got your back. But yeah, I strongly believe in as much as marriage is a union that is, taking two people from different worlds and they're fusing and becoming one. I also believe that marriage is also a system that supports the liberty for each individual. So, like Sam was saying, different personalities coming from different worlds. Um, still making me laugh. Coming from different worlds and joining they have different ambitions, but at the end of the day, the marriage has a goal, a unique goal that even though these individuals have their separate ambitions and their purposes, but eventually they combine their worlds to support one goal. So I mean, I strongly believe in that. And when you are able to allow your partner to be his or herself while with you, that is the highest form of freedom. And I guarantee you that partner will not feel some sense of slavery or prison, and they will always adore being married to you. So marriage should not be seen as, oh yeah, right, yeah, yeah, right. On the other side, some freedom is allowed there. Just to what extent is that freedom allowed? That's what I like
Okay.
to focus on.
Okay. Okay. Thanks very much for that. First of all, let's take I would like you guys, but first I would like Mev to, like our listener Walker here. So marriage is not a one size fits all endeavor or experience. People should craft out their marriage. What's your take on it? Now, you unmute. If you're talking, you unmute.
Okay. No, I wasn't on mute. I'm trying to read what
Oh,
the
okay.
individual read and kind of wrote and come out with it. Yes. So the topic tonight is interesting. It's heavily something we can kind of learn from people, learn from each other here, and see how best we can get better in dealing with things and help our audience that are listening. However, I think there are some relationship etiquette things that should be done and things that shouldn't be done. As the previous speaker said, there are certain things you want to kind of allow or have conversation about with your partner for you guys to grow together in unison. And also there are certain things you don't want to cross as a person, like doing individually. So as it relates to the topic here, um, sometimes emotional disconnect can lead to married but living single, and also basically having separate friends, right, from your partner, and you spending time with single people as a married person. There's nothing wrong with it, but a lot of the times you want to have your partner involved in these kind of things so then they don't feel left out. So when we say married but living single, these are things we want to dive into, like the financial piece you mentioned, but also like Tadas just said, equally so, if you want someone to kind of grow and be themselves as a partner, you want to let them, you know, give them that freedom to be able to do what they love doing and go out. But to what extent are we doing that? Those are things we want to look at. Like you just doing things by yourself as a married person, things that you shouldn't be doing. Like I said, relationship delicacy, going out with separate friends every weekend. Your partner is not involved, is not invited, he or she is not connected with you. So I don't want to limit it to women here or men. It's both sides. One party can decide to make that decision, but it's based on communication. Communication is key. Like there gotta be established things when we start in a relationship that we all should kind of focus on. We should have our individual goal, But let's work together on this thing as couple, so then we can be successful. It's all about having a successful union, not just focus on yourself as an individual, but getting your partner involved. Let he or she decide to be like, you know what, baby, this one I want to have you just do it. I don't want to be involved in it, instead of you making that individual decision.
Okay, okay. So okay, Chase, let's hear your views quick about your take on this. Married but living single. You have heard, it's like Titus talk about some level of freedom. Dream talks about, hey, a lot of men out there going out their rings.
Why ask?
What's your take on it?
Well, like one of the audience said, marriage is subjective, and I agree with that. But first, let's analyze the topic: marriage, married, living single. Just given that, or taking that into consideration, it means a whole lot because first of all, these two individuals sharing one roof, on one um, umbrella, to say, and yet they have everything split for whatever reason that is. But I would say two of the most core reasons to why there's division within the home, I consider to be division because living single is actually division. Um, Even though some say you have to maintain your individualism while in a marriage, but which I agree with, but at the same time, that's a division. If one party is doing things separately than the other party or unaware to the other party. But yeah, but diving into that and just trying to analyze it, living single, marrying living single, um, it comes with distrust, disconnect, um, and once the this and control. I think control is a huge factor too in that. I think one party, if you find a home where there's not I mean, there's not unity within the home. There's a disconnect. There's a control, a power struggle going on, and that division starts to take place. So if we actually breaking it down to where we can fully understand it, those are be some points to target.
Okay. So Dream again, I'll come back to you as the only female on here. First of all, I said we have Mr. Walker is very active on here tonight. Some of the comments he's having here. It's out there. You can read it, and then I mean, I will put it. We'll put on here back and forth. But here's my take, Dream. Sam talk about there should be some individuality. Even though you guys are two, right? It said two shall become one. There should be some individuality. Titus talk about some level of freedom. Do you think, as the Bible says, right, or like, hey, marriage is like two shall become one? Do you think, partners should be allowed to have that individuality or some level of freedom to make the marriage work as a female from your viewpoint?
Well, I wouldn't call it individuality because, like you just mentioned,
Hmm.
the Bible said two shall become one. So in marriage, there is no I, there is we. And I mentioned something about the ring, and then Sam said marriage is not about the ring. I want to just verify something on that.
Yeah.
The ring is a symbol of your commitment to your partner.
Okay.
So that is not something you say, oh, it doesn't matter. I know back in the days people used to use Bible, cola, all those kind of things. But now in this time and age, we're using ring because it symbolizes that you're committed to someone. So ring is important to sometimes, even though it doesn't work nowadays, but to keep people away that are needed to be kept away. And I don't think there should be individuality in marriages because if you people are not on the same page in terms of because first of all, let me even ask them what's your when you say individuality, from what perspective are you speaking? Is it in terms of raising the kids together, decision making on finances? Like, what perspective are you coming from? First of all, let me
Okay.
ask
Okay. Sam. Okay, yeah, Sam.
Yeah, Dream. Before I address that, let me address the symbol that you refer to here. Uh, the ring being a symbol, right? Well, in the 21st century, 2024 here, anything can be symbolic of your marriage if you so choose to. Anything can be symbolic of your marriage if you choose to. Remember now, a marriage is between a man and a woman, or now we can say a man and a man. We're not going to limit marriage to the Bible. We're not going to do that because we have to keep an open mind. And the fact that that is or that exists, we have to understand that anyone or a couple can choose whatever symbol they want to have as a symbolic representation of their marriage.
So let me hold you there. Let me just hold you there. Sam. Let me just hold you there. Let me just hold you there a minute. So you say, what's about two a married couple that go to church, get married, and then like you know what I mean and stuff, and the man puts a ring on his wife's finger, which is a symbol.
So
Do
a
you
couple that
When you
chooses,
say,
yeah,
this
a
is
couple
why
that
I'm
chooses
saying,
a couple that chooses ring, and
yeah.
then the partner decides every time they're going out, I mean they take out the ring. Let's stick to that.
Let's
Let's
just speak from that's
yeah,
true
yeah.
because there are
well,
other religions.
Talk about all the other symbols, right?
Yeah.
Let's just stick to that.
well, here's the thing.
Yeah,
Here's the thing.
yeah.
If you want to limit marriage to Christian marriage, then we should have said Christian marriage, married as a Christian but living single, which would have been very specific. But if we want to bring it down to just that tonight, then we'll stick with that. No problem. We'll be flexible. Uh, if a man and a woman is a Christian man and a Christian woman are together, are married, and this man goes out and doesn't want to have his ring on, if he's not flirting with other women or attracting other women because he doesn't have his ring on, what is his motive of not having the ring on? We gotta understand that. What is the motive? Is he not having a ring on because he feels, that he doesn't even care about another woman, he doesn't care to look at another woman? Or is he taking the ring off because he does not want to be questioned? Oh, are you not a married man? Or hey, I see a ring on your finger. Are you not married? So we have to understand motive first before we can start to say this man is wearing his ring because he wants to attract other women. I don't think the ring is anything big. People can even have ring on their finger. Matter of fact, their ring can even attract some women to you as a married man. So
Okay.
when they see married ring on your finger, they want you more. Believe it or not. Believe it or not.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it's just to the point of living single,
So yeah,
legally
I'm
married.
gonna have to support Dream on this.
Okay, Tyler, what's your okay? Yeah, Tyler, go ahead.
So hypothetically, you pose the question. So if a couple has the ring as that symbol of
Yep.
marriage,
Yep.
why not keep your ring on? What message are you trying to give out there? What message are you spreading? Your appearance is the first thing that a person sees, and that's communication all by itself, right? So before you and anybody has an interaction or an engagement, the ring alone tells anybody and everybody that you're a married man. So again, hypothetically, that the couple chooses the ring as that symbol. So why go through all the hurdles, to we don't want to know what your motive is and what your motive is not. The symbol of
That's
that marriage is the ring. It tells any and everybody that you are dedicated and committed to, if you're a man, to a woman, right? So, I mean, why try to create that confusion, or if somebody trying to ask you about whether you're married or not, when you could just honor your marriage, retain the symbol that tells everyone that you're already a married person. I think, in my opinion, that's a perfect example of being married but living as a single person.
Okay.
Keep
So
your
just
ring on.
so
Are we
Sam, let's get some minute, yeah, Chase. So Sam, so it's like our commenter here, saying, okay, if the ring maybe it's coming off your finger, you can probably tattoo it, you can probably tattoo it on your finger. I mean, so that it's always there. You don't have to worry about taking it off or putting it back on. You can tattoo it.
Well, I think
I think that
that's control right there. That's control right there.
Okay.
If the man chooses to tattoo your name on his finger, he chooses to do that. But you're not going to control anybody to tattoo their. Look, listen. What I'm trying to say here, bottom line is that whatever symbol that you guys are imagining or thinking of or speaking of doesn't deter anybody else from venturing around that terrain. A man who is married and wants to live and demonstrate his marriage in the public does not need a ring to do so. Is what I'm saying. His behavior, his way of acting around women. He can tell a woman by his behavior, he can tell a woman that he's even married, but he's looking by his behavior. All right. So a ring does not deter anything.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah,
I
wait,
see.
just wait here, Dream. Just wait here, Dream. So
Uh,
okay,
yeah.
let's move away from the symbol part, right? Let's move away from the symbol part.
Exactly.
Mel, let me come back to you. Where in like I think let's say, but let me try to explore the account piece a little bit. You guys are married, what I mean. It said two shall become one. You know what I mean? It says, I mean, coming from the perspectives, I think you should have, I believe, or I think you should have joint account always, not have any separate account. I think, right? If there's a separate account, okay, I feel that to me, that's where they kind of go into the part of, I mean, you're married, hey, but you're living single, you're doing your own thing, like time to pay rent or time to pay bills, then I mean, that's the time you're bring your share. What's your take on that?
Well, I think I'm against that personally.
Okay.
I think if we are married, we decide to be together, we can share everything, finances, like you mentioned. We should have a joint account. Um, but again, it boils down to what we want as couple, how we want the relationship to go. Where are we going? What are our plans, right? If we are planning together as family, planning to do things together in the future to ensure the development of the relationship, then I think we should financially be accountable to our relationship by having a joint account. If not all of our finances in the account, we can decide certain percentage of our income going to that account, and then maybe a smaller percentage going to our individual account. So that way, we are not basically coming back to be like, guys, this day our rent due or this bill due, come with your share. I personally think there's some level of separation there. I think it leads to a lot of things that will not lead to the relationship being coherent or being together for you guys to kind of make decisions to grow as couple. So for me, AB, to answer your question, I'm personally not in support of that. I believe in couple having, joint account.
Okay. Cheers, you were saying something, and I hear you there back a little bit. What was you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
well, now that we're on the topic of accounts,
Yeah.
uh, I would urge all married couples to have at least minimum four, or maximum rather, four bank account
Okay. Okay.
accounts. Reason I say is so, the female has one account that'll be her checking account, personal. The male has his own checking account, personal. There's savings, and then there's spending account, right? That way, in every household for that matter, bear in mind one person will always make more than the other, right? So regardless of what coming in, it should be split. I mean, a percentage should be given to, be sent over to the saving account, you know, as agreed upon, um, and then spend the money, of course. That way, the household is not stressed out. There's not a lot of tension. Now that we talking about married, living single, these are especially the financial issue. There's two major things in the relationship that causes this to me would be sexual um, topic and financial topic, and this
Why? So just I mean, it's like I would like to like. It's like you guys are married, right? It's like you said, like two shall become one. Why have four accounts and then you have your checking, you have your savings, you have a checking, you have a savings?
well,
Why is that necessary? Why can't you guys have if you guys doing everything together? If she want to hey, she can go to the mall and purchase, you will know that okay, it's like it's not like checking behind her, but why can't you just have all of the account you guys have the married couple's name on it? Why have
what
like
it's a
individual
saying.
accounts?
The saying that says two shall become one. That's just a
Uh-huh.
phrase. But when it comes, that doesn't really apply to when it to the financial side of things. All
Oh,
right. The
okay.
reason, the reason,
Hey,
let me clarify it for you now. All right.
Okay.
You asked a question. Let me.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead, go
I'm
ahead.
not clowning you now. Okay.
Mhm.
But the reason I propose that each household or couple should have four accounts is to alleviate stress.
Mm. Okay. So that's like a dream. What's your take on that? Do you believe I mean you're married, you and your husband. Do you believe you and your husband should have four separate four accounts?
no, I think sometimes before you guys met, if you already had those accounts, if you want it to remain that way, it's fine. But generally speaking, I feel like people should be able to decide on how, you know, what rules and principles they want to set their marriage on. I think Sam mentioned something like that earlier. People should be able to, the four or the key factors of marriage surround, somebody mentioned in the comment section, love, respect, honesty, and sacrifice. So all those other things should, the couple should be able to come together, like we said, communicate about those things and how they want, to want it to work for them, or how they want to, set things up that's going to be able to work for them better.
So don't you think though? So guys, okay, here's the thing. Sam, let me come to you. Don't you think if you the four things I was mentioned here, love, respect, sacrifice, and whatever, if if that's just to focus, you guys are not like combining everything as a married couple because those are don't you think it has a risk of leading to what like divorce or the whole separation thing? Because once you guys are leading some any level of separate lives, it might lead to tension, especially the finances, right? Those things might
Yeah.
lead to, might lead to tension. Don't you think that might eventually grow you guys apart and then, eventually maybe divorce or something? Sam, you on mute if you're talking. You on mute.
Who are you asking?
Yeah, yeah. I hear you talking, but your question isn't clear. Can you say that one more time?
If you having joint, if you like, somebody like Chase said you should have four bank accounts, like you should have four bank accounts. If you are in a marriage where I keep emphasizing on the two shall become one, but you guys have things separately at times, don't you think eventually that might grow you guys apart and then maybe like lead to divorce or some level of tension?
When Chase mentioned the full bank accounts, I wanted you to give Chase some time to really dissect what he meant by those four accounts. You
Well, I
know,
think he did. I think
I
he
did
did.
I did
Yeah.
specify. I said
I wanted you
one.
to go. I didn't really understand what you were saying because I think you were too shallow with it. I need more understanding of four accounts. I mean,
Okay.
what money goes to what, how much goes to what, and what
Well,
is
it
part of
doesn't
that.
matter. The percentage is
I
agreed
think it
upon.
matters if you're going to talk about four accounts here tonight. I think it's important that you tell us why four accounts are necessary,
I'm going to explain that to you again. Once
and,
again,
I'll give you my time.
I will take that.
Okay. There you go. There you go. You have a minute to go ahead. This is a good.
Well, when I
This,
mentioned each couple should have four accounts, and like I said, the main primary reason is to alleviate stress, right? So one account is for the female, which is a checking account. And again, by all means, I'm not deciding how much go into each account. They have to decide that. But one account for the female, which is the lady in the home. One account is for the male, right? Those two accounts should be checking accounts. All right. And then there's a saving account. Then there's a spending account where all the bills go into. Each person, bring certain amount of funds and put that into that spending account, and it disperses accordingly. All right. The main reason, like I said, is to alleviate stress. Why is it
You mentioned 3 accounts. There's one more needed.
That's saving.
The
Saving.
No,
savings,
you did
the
4.
spending account,
Saving and spending account.
and then you mentioned the lady's account, the checking account for the lady. Then which other one?
One for the man as well.
Okay, now you just mentioned that. Okay,
Oh, I mentioned that. Yeah.
you just did. Go ahead.
Okay. But yeah. So those are the 4 accounts each household, at least. I mean, each couple should have. All right. If you want me to expand more, I can expand more, but I will let it be for you guys to keep going.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Okay, to Chase's point, I think our Miss Hammer here was saying, at the end of the day, it all boils down to
Yeah.
what trust and communication. But is this is this just a Liberian thing? Because it seems to be, or maybe like an African thing, or immigrant thing. But
You mean the account situation?
Huh?
You mean the
What?
account situation?
Yeah. Because
No,
it's
it's
like,
not an
what's
African
the,
thing.
what's the point? What's the point as married couples having separate accounts? I think it should be, hey, it's a savings. It should be savings and
So
checking.
so
Go for your name on it.
okay, the reason for having 4 accounts is in all household, one individual is always going to make more. All right, so that individual is comfortable enough. To be honest with you, you keep running with this term. Two
It's
shall
your,
become
it's your
one.
wife. It's your wife. It's your wife.
No,
It's
no.
your husband. Why?
No, no.
Why? Whether you
Focus
make
on the
more, you make
topic.
less, or
The
it's
topic
one
says
income.
married and living single. We still don't focus on the topic. All
Right?
right.
Let's focus on
Let's
it.
let's
Okay.
let's
No, focus on the topic.
Well-
Don't take the question to someone else.
This whole
So I'm
money,
just trying to help you understand why is it important to have those accounts.
I think
So
guys, let me
If I can get back my time,
Yeah, go ahead.
Just hold on there.
No, you
Just
give
hold
your
on
time
there, Sam.
away.
Just hold on, Sam. Mel, what were you trying to say?
I think let me try to buttress Chase a little bit here. What Chase is trying to say, you have 2 individuals that are married. I don't see anything wrong with what Chase is saying. It's just a little bit of adding on to him. So having an individual account as couple helps you to just be able to do those things you like to do as a person without going to your joint account, both saving and the bills account, like he mentioned. I can want to go bat my hair, like going to do my individual stuff that I like doing, cutting my hair. I'm not going to go into the saving or the joint account for bills, our joint bills, to go to the barber shop to do my hair. My individual account can be used for those individual things that are directly related to me, and the same for my wife. Our saving account is there basically if we want to make a decision on doing something big. The bills account, basically, as couple, will just handle our joint bill, like the mortgage or rent, right? Our car insurance, those kind of things that are important. So those are things Chase saying. So I think those are important. He's not saying it should be a set in stone decision for married people, but it's just a way of alleviating stress. I one way or the other will not say always in every married couple case. One person will always make a lot of money. I read it to the-
Wait, Jim, hold on. Hold on there. So Mel and Chase. So if you think like whether there's 4 accounts or 2 accounts or 3 accounts, if you guys name as couples on all those accounts, can't you? Okay, let's assume that you have one savings account. For for doing your hair and for doing your little things. 1, 2 of your name on it. It's not better than having like 2 individual savings accounts wherein that you can go do a hair from one account and you can go do your hair or do your hair.
That's where let me answer your question. That's where we said is a conversation that should be held between the couple. They agreed that this is what they are going to do, and they align with doing it. So then we do the percentage of it. My income is this. I'm making $200 a month. Out of $200, $100 go into our maybe saving account, $50 go to our bill. There's $50 that go to me as an individual. It has to be a decision the couple agreed on. We can't come here and say these things we are saying will be set in stone, but this is the route we prefer or will suggest couple do. It's healthier. You are not coming back to your partner to be like, hey, I'm going to do my hair. I'm taking money to do this, right? At least you have that already planned and set for you. And I think it's just communication piece.
Okay, Tadas, what are you trying to say?
Kurt, no, I'm in line with what they're saying. What I was trying to clarify when you talked about the savings account, is a joint account, because together you're saving. You have one goal for saving as a couple, so that's a joint account, similar to the spending account, the account for bills. Again, depending on the understanding, the communication, whoever is putting the more percentage of their income in there, you guys have an understanding. So that's another joint. You both have visibility to that. But let me just give an example of why I think it's important to have a personal account. Alluding to his point, Melvin's point, the personal things that you might want to do, cut your hair, stuff like that, it directly affects you. But also, one important thing I think about is, even if you want to spoil your wife, right? If you want to surprise your wife, send her flowers, do stuff for her. That's a great way. It's your own money. You're not going into a savings account. You're not going to the bill. You're going into your personal account, to use some of that money to surprise her. If, for example, y'all just have one account, everybody's on that account, how will you be able to surprise the woman? But that's just an example I'll give, for how that personal account can be a benefit.
I have an opinion on that, but let's say I will give Dream. Okay, what are you trying to say? Dream. Okay, you were trying to say something. What are you trying to say? Or you forgot your train of thought? Chairman, you say you wanted to take by some of your time. Anything else you want to say about the joint account thing?
Well, no, I think Chase did a great job with explaining what he meant. And it wasn't to attack you, Chase. It was just to give you the space to really share your thoughts deeper, make some clarifications. But are we reading this? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, you can go ahead, because there's something here I want to comment on. But if you want to read, we can. First of all, let me just say this, right? We have a lot of folks commenting tonight. You can also call in if you feel the need to voice your opinion here. We have a number, 612-516-3349. So if you want to be part of the conversation, we don't have all the answers here. We don't have everything. So if you are really interested in the topic and you want to call in to voice your opinion or say something about it, please call us, 612-516-3349. But Miss Frank, right, said the comment that I put up earlier. Miss Frank said there's nothing about this whole phenomenon that we are discussing here tonight about married but single. She says it's all about communication. Once there's a breakdown in communication, okay, that marriage, it's not. Yeah, it's like it's not going to hold. Dream, any take on that?
Well, Amy, I wasn't done.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I wanted to give respect to that comment.
Sure.
But again, I go back to saying that when people are married, and like Walker, I like to say a shout out to you, my good friend Walker. When people are married, it is not, your marriage might be different from my marriage, right? And Titus's marriage will be different from Melvin's, right? And marriage can be different from one couple to another. And so with the comment that she made, there are people who are married and the marriage is not over, but their marriage just seems so different from others, right? Because that's what they have established to follow. And if that's what they have communicated about, that's the kind of lifestyle they want to live or marriage they want to have or demonstrate, that's what's working for them. That is their kind of marriage. And if it's working, it's working. If they choose to live that way, to share the bills and split this, go 50-50 or go 75-25, and it's working for them, so be it. But I don't think we should expect a certain kind of like the idea, the financial proposal that Chase made. That would not work for everyone. There are some people they can't afford to do that. Financially, it doesn't make sense for them, right? And even for what Melvin was saying, for some people, it doesn't make sense for them.
Why?
So this is why I went back to the when you go back my intro, my very inception here, I said that people should learn to do marriage the way it works for them. In essence, they should learn to do marriage the way it works for them. And for you, it may seem as though they are single, but or that they are living single, but it's working. If a man been going out without his ring for 12 years, but he's committed to his wife, what say you about that? He's doing what works for them. And that's my point, and I'm standing on that tonight.
Okay. So here's the thing, right? This is what I think, Walker, shout out to you. I think same previous. But here's the thing though, I agree with Walker coming here. I agree with Walker coming. And the reason why I agree with it, right?
Walker, you're something else, bro.
The reason why I think wait, Sam, Chairman, wait here. The reason why I agree with this comment, right? A lot of Liberian men say, hey man, like you guys are saying here, or Chase said, we should have work, I should have my account because maybe I want to cut my hair, I should have my cutting hair account, the woman want to go to the mall. I feel in marriage, everything should be joint accounts. I think that folks that want to go that route, like having separate accounts or do something, I mean, to Walker's point, I think those are folks that want to cheat in peace. They don't want noise. They don't want anything. They don't want anything. Let's say the woman coming.
Not necessarily, man.
Yeah, let's say maybe
I disagree with that.
So
Not necessarily.
No,
It's
we're not going to
Too much on a humble point.
Cheers. Wait.
Mhm.
Dream, go ahead.
So, Sam keep coming for me in this my ring thing.
Mm.
I only meant because I did mention lack of communication and not being on the same page as couple. I only mentioned the ring thing to say these are some of the factors or some of the reasons why we say people are living single while being married. These are some of the things that we see while we're even having this conversation in the first place. I only named it. I'm not saying, oh, it's a thing or it has to be a thing. So I just wanted, and then I also want us to let's just leave the financial part a little bit and then focus on, because it is as important as it is, let's focus on communication, respect, and like I mentioned earlier, the other things that are mentioned in the comment section. If couple are not on the same page with how they go about their lives, all these things can, come right back to living single while being married.
Okay. We have a caller who want to contribute. Dream. We have a caller who want to contribute. Hello, who's this? Please put your phone on mute.
Okay, hello.
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, my name is Joanna. Okay,
Can you hear the color? It's very low.
I would say personally, I would like to also have three accounts. One, like the general account where everybody can pay, it comes into that account. And then also paying bills, and we save when we save. And we just saying, like any other one, just send it to the other account that you can keep it in your account, and I'll keep it in mind. That way you can do whatever you want to do with yours. And then I realized you're focusing so much on the financial issue like Dream State. There are other things. A lot of African men think that when you marry with them,
Please put your phone on mute. Please put your
The
phone on
other
mute.
device on
need
mute.
to walk away
Wait
from
for the day.
And please get away from the noise. Hello?
hello?
Yeah, get away from the noise. And put your phone on mute, please.
The device that she's watching on, she needs to mute that.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of
You get it? You getting echo? Please call back. Getting echo.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, I mean here's a point, right? Our quarters point here. It said that we tend to like it seems that we're focusing too much on the what financial piece. But a lot of African men, it seems like when they are married, now hey, you have married your wife, or in the home, hey, I'm feeling married that woman, man, you know what I mean? Instead of that, I can do whatever I want to do. Now,
Well, to just kind of, you know, add on to or maybe contribute to what the caller just said, I think, you know, sometimes like we established here, it's just based off of what our relationship goal is. We set up what we want to do as people. With the other things they mentioned, the symbol is that important to the relationship. If it is, if we agreed as couple that that's very important, then yes, we want to move with that. If someone deviating from that, then we need to come back to the drawing board and talk about it. The financial piece is important to the relationship. I think if someone is going away from it, then yes, we need to sit down and talk about it. So it all boils down to having a conversation on where we're going as couple, how we want to proceed the relationship. The point she made about Liberian men when they're married and basically they just say, "Yeah, I married this person and that's it. I'm just going on." Um, I would say that it's not a way forward. But again, if this person say I married this person and doing all the right things, moving on to what extent? What are we talking about here? What is person moving on doing? Or I married this person, the person sit home. To what extent? What are we talking about here? What the person doing? But if this person is doing those important things that we establish as couple, you know, from the get-go and we remain consistent to it, I don't see how is that a problem. But if we establish a fight and you walking away from it, then yes, we need to sit down as couple and come back to the drawing board.
okay, so one of the factors I think like of the whole thing, like especially like in our community that we're married, living single, like uh the man going out maybe like every weekend to the club or wherever, right, without his wife. I think I mean, what do you think? Is like someone go like you have your wife, you never take her out to function, to party, to the club, you're out there every weekend, you know.
It's
Isn't
a question.
that
It's a
isn't
question
that
directed to me.
isn't that like you know you living a pretty much a single life?
No,
And that
Okay,
was
you may not have an outgoing woman. You might
Oh,
just be outgoing, and that
mhm.
doesn't indicate by any means you're living single. What would indicate that you are living single is when you guys don't haven't defined your relationship, the relationship doesn't have a purpose, or you guys are not parallel. If one person is going right and another person is going left, that relationship is bound to fail. It's not even the communication piece of it. Communication is a factor as well, but it's not solely communication. I think when the relationship is not defined, then we have a problem.
So cheers though. If you're an outgoing person and your wife is not outgoing, can't you take her
that
out?
doesn't mean you can spend time
You
with
can
her.
encourage her. You can encourage her. You do that at home already. You can encourage her to get out, but it doesn't mean you act by being out by yourself means you're living single. No, not necessarily.
Okay, Dream, you on me. I think we're trying to say something. What were you trying to say?
I said, or better still, try to, do things that she likes to do. That would help you spend time with her if she doesn't like going out.
Like what?
I mean, so what Chase said, in case, why if your wife don't like going out? So
Okay,
I'm
if she doesn't like
saying,
to, as your female on here, if you as a female, if you don't like to go out, what should your husband do for you to make sure that I mean you guys have your relationship, you know?
find the things that I like to do and try to do it with me. If I don't like to go out, there are other things that I might like doing. You can, get to know those things and try, us having to do it together.
Maybe let me come in if I can.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Sam.
Here's one big mistake that people make, right?
Yeah.
Dream, what you're saying here, if a man marries you and you don't like going out, he does. The first question I have in mind is why did you guys even get married? Where is the compatibility?
Yeah.
You guys don't have compatibility because before you get married to somebody, even the Bible says, be equally yoked,
Hmm.
right? We're trying to be biblical. And we also, even socially, the friends that you have, you guys have something in common. There must be a bond. So as a couple, what is bonding you guys together? Is that paying bills? Look, listen, if you can't go out there and have fun and come back home and have fun, you're gonna have a boring ass relationship. I hope kids not watching, but you're gonna have a boring ass relationship, frankly. You have to marry somebody who you bond with in many ways. That will keep your
We have a
relationship
caller
alive.
again, please. We have a caller. Hello.
Hello.
Thursday.
Yep.
This is Jerry calling.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been listening to your discussion and it's really good, but I feel like you guys are all over the place.
Okay.
It's like there's so many things being discussed.
Okay.
And from the topic you guys have on hand, it is talking about marriage and being or living single.
Mhm.
So how about you just focus on that? Because there's so many dynamics to relationship. If you're gonna go to like try to talk about everything, it's impossible.
Okay.
And I think you guys have said it all. Like relationship is not a one size fit all
Okay.
because different things work for different people. However, there are people who are married and living single. That's a topic that we discuss. So how about we focus on that topic? Because I feel like that's what the whole conversation is about.
Yeah. So, okay, what will you define as marriage and living single? If you can help, is it from your point of view?
Like I think you guys said it. For example, as I said in my comment before,
Yeah.
a lot of the times from the traditional standpoint of view or religious standpoint of view, most of us Africans, I'm not talking about modernized definition of marriage or other cultural marriages. I'm just looking at it from Liberia or religious standpoint. If we talk about marriage, we're talking about it being a partnership. Okay? And I know you guys are putting a lot of emphasis on the financial part.
Yeah.
A lot of the times people having separate bank accounts is not the issue. It's how you guys are discussing this. Okay, we're going to have a separate bank account. However, this person is responsible for this bill, or this person is responsible for this bill, or this person is responsible to save this. A lot of times when people have separate bank accounts and they are not communicating, it also comes back down to communication. If they're not communicating, that's where the issue comes from. People live all the time, 20, 30 years, and have separate bank accounts. At the end of the day, it's how you guys are communicating.
Okay.
How do we want our families to be separated? It's just about the bank account being separate. Because people put their money together all the time, and they still have problems.
Okay.
Because one person is going in there and taking all the money out anyway.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Frank. Appreciate it for tonight. Thank you very much. So, guys, this topic, as I said, it's very juicy. It's a broad topic that we decided to tackle here tonight, but we only have 3 minutes left. So we'll try to, close things up here. So now we'll go around the panel and give your parting statement, and we'll start with what, Mel?
Yes, guys. Like the caller just said, this is an interesting topic, but it's broad. So focusing on specific things to kind of align with the topic. Everything else we're talking about relates to the topic. So I will close tonight by saying, if you are married, if you decide to get married, you guys should first define, where the relationship is going. You should align and understand yourselves, right? There are certain things in relationship you don't want to do by yourself as a married person, and also you want to try your best to compromise, right? Compromising is very important. What do I mean by that? We all are different people. We have different orientation, but here we are coming together to work together as couple. So that the different orientation and different upbringing will play a factor in how we move forward with our lives. But how do we move forward to make this relationship successful is based off of how we define our relationship goal and focusing on that goal. And it entails all those important things our the guys in the comment section mentioned, like focusing on the relationship goal, focusing on the love, focusing on respect. How do we define that respect? Understanding those things and moving forward from there. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. We hope we can kind of come back here and focus on specific things. But like we said, the topic is broad, so we can just limit it to one thing. I think we touched some of those key things tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
guys.
okay, thank you, Mel. Chase, a parting statement.
Well, yeah, like pick Melvin up on the goals. Um, yeah, each couple I would say need to set a firm goal or goals that they can work with, and should define their relationship as to where they want to what they want to achieve out of the relationship. I think doing so will help every aspect of the topic we just touched, like the financial part, like the respect, honesty, uh, connection, all of that. And just to you got to send back up on his individuality. Sorry, I kind of started there. I mean, they should be aware of how they are going about the individual you got to individuality within the relationship itself.
Okay,
Because if that is not clearly defined, the relationship could also go left or sideways.
okay,
Yep.
okay. Thank you so much. Tadas.
Yeah, guys, I enjoy the conversation. I appreciate also the comments, the engagements from our audience. I say keep being with us, keep engaging us. So I think we did a pretty good job tonight talking about the symptoms. One reason why I think we stay a little more time on finance is because next to infidelity, finance is one of the major causes for marriage, splitting, marriage being dissolved. So it was kind of interesting hearing different opinions on how you will manage your finance within, your respective homes. And it seems like from a lot of the discussion here tonight and the contribution here tonight, and on the platform, the separate accounts and the joint accounts in combination makes sense, and it's probably working for a lot more couples. I mean, just from what we're discussing here, so that makes a lot of sense. What other things, other symptoms that we didn't touch on? Maybe, who knows? There might be another part to this discussion tomorrow. Welcome, make good points. He laid out
Okay,
the foundation there about marriage, respect, and honesty. But I want to say, that respect, love, and honesty could mean different things to different people.
okay,
It's for me, respect could mean something. To you, it could be nothing.
okay,
Disrespect could mean something to me. For you, it could mean nothing. The honesty will always it could mean again same thing. It's different for each individual.
okay,
But there are those core things, that interplay with the marriage, like the finances, that trust,
so
you know, and
okay,
you know. So I think we did a pretty good job, and maybe later we could find a component of this topic and just dig into it. But I
okay,
enjoy I enjoy the show tonight.
okay. Thank you, Tadas. Dream,
Yes.
your parting statement as a lone female on here tonight.
Thanks, everybody. This was very interesting. And like Tyler said, there could be more to talk about when it comes to this. But what I want to say tonight is marriage is a partnership, like everybody else is saying. So couples should be able to come to a common ground and understanding, make sure have a trust and communication in their marriages to avoid, being married and living single. Um, and another thing, there is no individuality in marriage. I want to say, from my standpoint, you know, couples should always be able to communicate and come to, like Melvin said, have compromises. You know, understand each other, know how they want their relationship to work, definition and stuff like that. So I'm going to pat on tonight saying, if you don't want your relationship to be known as married but living single, always do things together with your partner, communicate, and do what base your marriage on what works for you better.
Okay, thank you so much, Chairman Sam. My
I'd like to say a shout out to Walker again, to Joanna, to Miss Harmon, and to our two callers, and everyone who contributed here tonight. Dream, you're right. You're right. When you say, I don't believe that marriage should have any form of individuality, you were right. Because that's the way you see it. And that's fine. That's the marriage you see. And for everyone who is involved in marriage should be able to define their marriage, not us defining it for them. But again, there are some things that are fundamental, right? And vital and very important
okay.
that every marriage should stand on. And without those things, no marriage will work, right? Those are core. Now, beyond those things, individuals or couples should be able to define their marriage and go with the way they want it to go and what they think will work for them. Not what they think will work because other people it's working for other people. And I believe that we really touched on some things tonight on many dynamics. And this is a huge topic. And I think this could have been discussed well over an hour. But we did a good job tonight. I felt like we brought many things to the table. I hope nobody felt attacked tonight. Chase, Dream, I'm in this seat for the first time tonight. I'm always in a position of where AB is tonight. So I'm glad that I'm able to be here and talk a little more. I think I like this seat better. So, folks, I'd like to say thank you for watching, and gentlemen, thank you for being here. But over to you, AB.
Okay, thank you so much, our panelists. Thank you to our guests. I think everyone has said all. Here's my take, though. I think the whole marriage single thing is needed in our community. When you are married, I believe two should become, as the Bible said, two should become one, and you should do everything together. And I would just say, look, man, if you marry your best friend, out of the separate things, or always marry your best friend. I mean, to Sam's point earlier, marry your best friend. All of the things that you have in the account to go call your hair, or for her to go do her hair, all that one not necessary. If you're my best friend, we spend our money together, we do everything together. That's how I see it. But hey, thanks to everyone. It's a broad topic that that's what I want to do on this platform. A tax topic, educate one another here in this country, especially we are here. A lot of things going on here in the diaspora with us. So we want to discuss things sometimes that affect our community. So, but thanks to all of our guests that tuned in tonight. Next week, we will be discussing active parenting. We're starting a series on kids, right? Trying to focus on our kids. So next week, we're bringing up a series. We're here every Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have a lot of topic to our guests, to our audience. If you have a topic, share with us. And we'll always feature it on here. If you have a guest speaker that if you have someone making a difference in the community, please, let us know. This is a community show. We want to feature folks on here. So thanks again. Thanks to everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.
Good night, everyone.